Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Universim. So we left off sort of at the end of the Stone Age, going into the Medieval Age, and we are now going to move over to that. It does mean a lot of upgrading because the buildings don't just shoot up into that stage. They do so in a similar to how you upgrade all the other buildings, right? And you need resources, so it is a slow process, but it's definitely more realistic and more fun. Volcano's still going, but I honestly think the volcano is a bit useless. But I don't want to say that too loud just in case it hears me and obliterates my town. I'm sure it's got the capability of devastating the base all by itself, but it hasn't yet, and I'm not going to hold my breath that it will do. Glass factory's running almost. We need to get the gas over. We're struggling with people or nuggets. That's the issue I've got, and that's the one I'm going to solve. Forcing people to oh, there you go, Tudor architecture's researched. So yeah, forcing people to breed is the right word for the game, unfortunately, but yeah. So we've now got Tudor architecture, which means the houses, the residential, which are the buildings, and the one building in the game that we don't have control over, that's what they decide, will be upgraded, and they will do that themselves. You can see them moving on. A lot of these upgrades coming up now are the ability to upgrade your different variants of buildings up to that Middle Age from that Stone Age era. So very quickly that'll happen, and a lot of resources will be pulled, but I think we're doing okay for resources at the minute. But we'll see, and it's mostly going to be brick, planks, and steel or iron, I would guess. And I can add to that as I need anyway. So there you can see the residential buildings are being upgraded, and you can see they're doing that automatically and no resources are required. So the houses are free, they just take time. And then that's the gas mine that still needs to be finished. Why it's not being done is prioritised. I'm assuming it's distance related. It looks like they've struggled a little bit to clear out the trees that were there as well. But I will try and help them do that a bit more. I'm going to get rid of these trees here, as you can see. I don't think it makes a difference. Try to use them, i.e. putting them somewhere useful, like a storage facility, like that. But you don't have to, you can just chuck them on the floor, as long as you don't chuck them on the floor in the building area, because they'll still have to manually remove them as well as. 3 people working on that, you can see it shooting up. You do get a few wonky buildings, some nice little visual there of the windmill in the background, I like that. But they'll soon shoot up. You can see in the background there's one shooting up even quicker. So it is pretty quick, and again it is free without time. But it's more visually than anything. It doesn't do much, I don't believe. It certainly doesn't make them... Well, it might... It makes them hold more people. But what I have noticed is that we have more residential than we do people. So there's a lot of the buildings that are actually empty. I'm not sure why, but there is. We seem to be stuck at about 140 to 150, but I will go around off camera and just use the Cupid spell on everybody that's not in a relationship to force everybody to get married and have families. Brutal, but it's what we need. The thing we're lacking at the minute is not resources, it's actual nuggets. There we go, complete. Very nice. That's one. There's a few different models, but that's one of them. That's complete. Somebody there with a broken leg. Let's cure that. Excellent. So that's progress, and all of the residentials to do that. You can see there just to the left there is a wonky one. That is how it's supposed to be built. I'm just going through the spam now of healing everybody under 85 health. Usually covers everybody that's got flu or broken bones. Yeah, so that's on the wonk. But it is supposed to be like that. It's how they built it. It's character at the end of the day. And you can see them all shooting up all over the place. So makes for a very nice skyline as we move forward. Unfortunately, all of the buildings, apart from residential, require us to trigger it and then the resources to do so. Just in the process now of actually chucking down a lot more not hotels, hospitals. There you go. Because there's a lot of people getting injured, and the hospital can only hold, when upgraded, I think it's 2 people, it may be 3 at a time. So I'm going to put them all over. I need to do this with a few of the other buildings as well. Fire engines, I already do it too. The engineers' huts, automatic, because it tells you when you need them. But the hospitals, it doesn't, and I know that 1 or 2 is not enough for this size of area, right? There's 150-ish people. So I need to build as many as I possibly can. Just going over, I've realised there was a wolf attack, some people died. Luckily, it's near a guard tower, so they are fighting them off. That one there you can see next to the wolf does unfortunately get the kill on the nugget, but then the one that's just off screen does get the kill on the wolf, and the wolves are now dead. So we turn the alarm off and let everybody get back to business. There's only 2 or 3 maybe. It's alright, they're easy enough to kill, as long as you've got the guard towers, which don't have great range, but there was enough range. And then you can see I'm just going to put down a couple more bunkers, because again, this area I've neglected. You can see I've scattered them around a bit. It's nice to just click on them and you can see all the ones you've placed, and then make sure you've got them scattered around, because as the people grow, it is important to make sure that they can get in a bunker and survive. Although the volcano has seemed a bit weak, there are stronger ones coming, like a meteor shower as an example. So probably what you didn't notice, but I'll make obvious versus that transition, is that we've actually skipped now 18 days in game. So we're now on 240 from 222 for that transition. This means that we've just moved along a bit, because all it was time, really. You can see I've got a barracks built there. That was unlocked while we was waiting for the stuff to be built, so I took that down straight away. So that's a barracks, which allows us to build the armies, and this is where the military side of the game comes in. It's quite fun. You send them off to attack the other enemies or allies or whatever you want to call them. We will be doing that shortly. But also you can see on the radar at the very top in the green segment that there is a meteor shower on the way as well, so we need to prepare for that. And I'm not going to war while a meteor shower is on its way. I'd rather people be in bunkers. So most of the buildings are completed, the constructions. Most of the residentials, as you can see, are upgraded to that medieval era. Not all, but quite a few of the water reservoirs are, I believe, because they're the ones that I was making the most important, because they're the ones that hold the water for winter. Fishing piers, as you can see there, also need doing, so I'll start them. You can upgrade them in winter, they're just not used in winter. But it makes them more productive when, hopefully, if they get done before the winter's over, then we can use them straight away. If not, they'll just get done as and when. This is the one thing I do find is quite annoying, is that you get a lot of upgrades, and there you go. The hunting lodge now is also available to upgrade into the medieval era, and in doing so uses a lot of planks, glass, bricks and iron, but also it puts a lot of tax on the people that you've got. Now the people have gone up 202, so we have about 40 more than we had, I think, when it transitioned, but we're certainly better off than we were. We just need to keep an eye on that number and make sure it doesn't go down too fast. And I'm just looking there at how I can get another 10, but you have to have another barracks, so you can only have 10 per barracks, so I need to build all 4 barracks to use that full army, which at the minute I've got nowhere near enough concrete to do, so I'll skip that for now and move over to some research. Research, as you can see, is going to the courier, which is definitely going to be my next thing that I want to get up and running. The courier is like the delivery people. They actually transfer everything via cart and then vehicles and cars as you go up, and that's how you get stuff moved around. So the larger map won't matter so much once we get the couriers up and running, but I will need a few of them, and that means I need more nuggets as well. Bit of a freak blizzard hit me here. It was on the radar as a warning, but it only gave me sort of 2 minutes of warning. It just freezes everything. Everything's gone down to like -30. I would imagine that people or the nuggets would be killed if they're out in it too long. I am not giving it the chance. As you can see, the bunkers are filling up nicely. As soon as I saw it, I immediately hit the button. So I'm hopeful that we can weather through it. I'm going to use season change because I've got plenty of god powers. So we'll push it through to spring. It didn't actually end it though, so that's important to note for you in the future. It doesn't actually get rid of the event, unfortunately. So it is currently in spring, but we're in a deep freeze. So we just need to wait for that to come off. As soon as it does, we'll let them out again. I don't imagine that there's any other options or any other side effects to it, other than the cold killing people, and of course any fields or crops will probably be lost. And there we go, it's melting off the screen, so I'm guessing it's melting off the world, right? And there you go, yeah. So immediately undo the alarm, and you can see them pile out the bunker and go back to whatever it is they want to do, whether it's food, water, work, sleep, or breeding. Up to them. Most of them hopefully going to work though, because I'm sure things have fallen behind in the time that they was hiding inside the bunker. So I've got down the forester's hut, just having a look in obtaining. I don't know why the fire's not going out. I did make it rain on there, but it didn't seem to do anything. So just looking at the unobtainium, it's way off still. So we're not going to be farming that for a long time. And as you can see up there in the top, you could just see the forester's hut, the newer building, which means that the lumber's camp. There you go. That means that they'll come in there, and that larger square around it is where they plant all the trees, and then the smaller square is the building. And basically they just plant trees, cut trees, and it's just infinite wood. Obviously it's based on the resource of the people, but it's still infinite wood because they plant and cut and do it all in one.
It's not budging. Maybe try it
I've
from
run out of
another
god power. I
angle.
was trying to help out, but I've run out of god power, which is what he's being funny about, or trying to be funny. Anyway, so on the end of that, we're going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome. Subscribe for more, and I will have more of these coming out shortly. So, yep, subscribe for them. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.